Look at the scenery, yeah? What's up? We're already in Shanghai. That's the Didi, I think. We're on our way to the bund. We're gonna showcase Isako. Some sightseeing. Show him the financial district, the whole Pudong area. So we can get a good view. I think it's this one. 733. We've been here for 2 days now? No, a day and a half. Only 1 day. What am I saying? We're currently on our way to the bund. I'm gonna show Inigo around and then probably chill in a coffee shop so that we can leave the hotel and just work from somewhere outside of the hotel. I'm gonna catch up with some work there, and we have a dinner today with Weibo's founder, which should be fun. We might go to INS, which is one of the biggest club. Well, I think it's the biggest club in Shanghai. It's like pretty much like a 7-story club. They have 8 different clubs inside. It's pretty culture here. I think everyone knows it. So we'll see how that goes. And then yeah, we might as well meet up with the family office based out of Ningbo actually at 2 p.m. So I need to confirm that. Wanted to sit down for a second so I could explain a little bit what we're actually doing, because I haven't actually explained what are the businesses that we're currently building. For those of you guys that are new here, which is pretty much absolutely everyone, because we haven't explained it, I want to explain the projects that we're working on. So on one end, we have Certified, which is the consulting firm that we have already, where we're working with several clients, helping them with supply chain stuff in China. So whether that is sourcing manufacturers, liaising with your existing providers, logistics, shipping, costs, payments, etc. We're doing that for our clients. And we're working with 2 types of companies. First, brands that are already producing in China, so they're already manufacturing with existing providers and they just want additional support on site. And then we're also working with startups that they want to start producing in China. So we do those 2 types of ICPs. And then that's the main consulting business that we have. And then on the other side, we have the media business that we're starting to build, and that's purely focused on tech. What we want to do is essentially build the first media brand in China, and well, starting with China, but focus across all of Asia, where we document tech from founders and investors and tech manufacturing, because it's synergistic with our main business that I just mentioned. So what we want to do is over the next few years, go all around China and document the best startups in the ecosystem, and then we also want to document all the investors that are in the Chinese ecosystem and then all throughout Asia. So for example, we might go to Alibaba and then we'll have a specific documentary for that company, and then we'll have that on our separate channel. And then what we want to do is build that brand, build that reputation and credibility over time, so that then we can start to do investments into Chinese companies and assets all around Asia.
是1月，所以有很长时间我没来上海，所以这边我也有很多的公司，也很多的生意的朋友，我想交流，常常交流。
生物的食品，也是。这个也是。这是猪肉吗？牛肉。这个的 steak absolutely flawless, yeah. Look at the quality. Only in China. Only in China. That's why it's
地方口音，你像我有点地方口音，我是东北人。
我认为我的口音还可以，但是我还不知道非常多的汉字，所以中文越来越好。
拜拜。
We had a great past few days catching up with investors here in Shanghai. We met up with, I mentioned it before, one of the founders of Weibo, which is China's Twitter. Great guy, absolute legend, very, very helpful with everything that we want to do. And then we also met up with one of our friends from a biotech fund here in China. That's quite a large fund, consumer biotech fund. So she's also one of the partners who's very helpful and wants to introduce us to a lot of people in the ecosystem. So that's going to be great for our content. And then we also met up a guy our age who does very large investments and invests in large tech scale-ups like OpenAI, Anthropic, Neuralink, and some other US companies that everyone knows. And then he's also one of the early investors in ByteDance, so definitely a great contact to have. I hadn't been to Shanghai since last November, so around 3 months, and there's a really big network here of investors that I need to catch up with more often, and so we definitely need to come back to Shanghai with more frequency. Just got to Hangzhou, straight to the hotel. Should be nice, no? Next to the West Lake. Apparently it's very famous. Never been, so let's check it out, boy.
Good, how are you? It must be very late for you.
No worries at all.
No?
Not too late yet, not too late. How's it going? It's great to meet you.
Okay.
Right guys, how's it going? We've been here for the past 4 days in Hangzhou. It's our first time here in Hangzhou, so we didn't have previous network here established. We wanted to come to see Alibaba, but we're gonna do that next time. However, we met some funds here and then founders as well. We met up 2 different venture capital funds. One of them called Rinshin Capital. Great guys who are gonna help us access some of the founders that we wanna meet for our content, for our media brand, so the content that we want to do with them in their offices and or their factories. And then we also met one of the best hedge funds here in China called DH Investment. They had a crazy office. They have this pretty much traditional Chinese temple complex, but recently built. Probably come next month here to do the content with some founders and potentially some interviews with investors. Overall, great few days here, great weather as well. We're now off to Shenzhen and next week to Guangzhou. We're back in Shenzhen, no time to waste. Let's go for a leg destroyer workout. Yeah, squats, hamstring curl, leg press, and leg extension. And the We're not lifting very heavy, so don't hate me on this. This is because I have a broken vertebrae, okay? So just to help with the composure. Yes, leg destroyer with our boy Sako.
两位，
这边吗？板子烤鸭。
一只的，
那个是需要放，
两个一小号的就行。
需要放可以啊。My guys, wrap up of the vlog, yeah? What are we saying? Hope you guys liked it. To you guys to Shanghai and Hangzhou, second vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed all the work that we're doing here in China. We're now in Shenzhen, came here for the weekend, had a reset weekend, so pre-chill. This is the vlog again. Isago, show the vlog to the boys. As you guys know, we're going to Guangzhou tomorrow. We're gonna have a hectic week there as well, so we'll take you guys along. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Vámonos, niño.